Hello and welcome everyone to my Let's Play Tomb Raider 3, The Adventures of Lara Croft. This is 115. As promised, let me welcome you to the All Hallows, the bonus level of Tomb Raider 3 that unlocks if you find at least 59 secrets in the entire game, which is pretty much almost all the secrets out of 60, meaning you probably found some guide on how to collect all these secrets, or you are just really that good. That's definitely not my case. Anyways, this will be a very beautiful, albeit a very short level. However, it will be extremely dangerous, much more so than I actually remembered. We will probably need to use, some health packs and restore around 1.5 of our own health bar. Now, the reason for this is that there is some unavoidable damage to be taken in this level, which is unfortunately going to impact heavily on our health pack usage in the final statistics video of Tomb Raider 3, but oh well, we'll have to deal with it, unfortunately. Now, actually an interesting thing is, if you do look into the upper inventory screen and check out the key items, for some reason, we have the element 115, we have the Infara Stone, we have the Aura Dagger, but we are missing the Eye of Isis, which is basically what Sophia had applied on her staff. So the question is Lara returning to London in this bonus level after Tomb Raider 3 business was wrapped up, or is this still happening whilst she is in London? Perhaps this is happening after Thames Wharf, when we picked up that Cathedral key on top of St. Paul's Cathedral, and somehow just before she reached Aldwych? I mean, I find that to be actually a very plausible theory. Maybe this is what happens before Aldwych. When she dived in down that bell tower at the end of Thames Wharf, perhaps this is where she was sliding into. And when we finish this level, perhaps we will find ourselves later on in Aldwych. Could be the case. And that would explain why we don't have the Eye of Isis yet. Or maybe Lara is just taking some kind of, oh wait a second, a detour on her way home through London. We have it! It's just not displaying. My god, this is very weird. I mean, I'm kind of using it now and... Okay, so there goes my theory. So apparently we have the eye, but it is invisible. Wow, this game, I mean, the third Tomb Raider is really very glitchy. Now, what I'm doing right here is actually shimmying all the way to the left. Mind you cannot shimmy left straight away, you have to release the control key and then repress it again to grab the lower spot, which is shimmyable. This is kind of like the beginning of the Temple of Xian, or Zhan, with the Golden Dragon, once you stop sliding on the waterfall. It is also a lot like the Furnace of the Gods of the Golden Mask expansion, or even the beginning of Aldwych itself, that I have mentioned already, to pick up shotgun shells. The pickups here are well guarded by this annoying spiky gap, and they're also not that impressive. Now, what we get is basically just a crystal and one box of flares. Now, flares I will be using perhaps quite a lot in this level, so that is, I guess, a good thing. However, one interesting thing I want to note here is that, once again, if you are playing the PC version of Tomb Raider 3, you do get the privilege of carrying over all the items that you have gathered so far. So pretty much the state you left Meteorite Cavern in, you're gonna find yourself in All Hallows. So what this basically means, look at ammunition, 76 Desert Eagle shots, we have some of those Uzi shots still saved up, MP5, rocket launcher, 0 grenade launcher 2, no harpoon. Actually, that's not many supplies to talk about, really. I mean, we put all that extra ammunition to good use. But whereas PS1 version players will just get to carry their pistols and safe crystals. All the safe crystals you have gathered in your journey so far will be carried over to this level, but nothing more. This is, I guess, the same scenario as in the high security compound, plus the pistols. So yeah, whatever you gather here will become even more valuable if you are a PS1 player, and don't worry, it is of course my sacred duty to show you where everything is, all the items. Now you might be wondering, well, where the hell are we? Well, my theory is that this is the inside of, well, Tomb Raider 3 version of St. Paul's Cathedral, and we are actually infiltrating it. This is kind of similar like the Opera House level in Tomb Raider 2. We will use the roof to get inside. However, this is a very vicious roof. I will get to explaining why later. So we are basically infiltrating the cathedral. I kind of like to believe that that's what the Cathedral key as the secret in Thames Wharf level was for, to access it. Although ironically you can miss out on the Cathedral key and instead find all the other 59 secret and still unlock the bonus level. But I think the original idea from the developers was that you have to have the key to get inside, so yeah, this really leads me to believe this is the inside of St. Paul's Cathedral. And you might be wondering, okay, so what is our objective here? Now, of course, other than the obvious sightseeing, which is why Lara puts her life on the line every day, we are to infiltrate a vault full of goodies. Now, here there would actually be a pair of Uzis for those PS1 version players that might be interested in, but there are really only two particularly weak enemies to be found in this level, so even pistols will do just fine. But yeah, you will find Uzis here. Anyways, as I was saying, so we have to infiltrate a vault full of goodies. Now, I will explain what the idea of the vault originally was from the developers once we reach it, because, whoa, watch out for the flock of bats, kind of scary. Yeah, the level ends rather abruptly, but yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it just yet. Now, make a note of a small health pack. Now, this optional crawl space that I am infiltrating right now, I would really like to emphasize the word optional. Perhaps you should reconsider coming here altogether, because what you will get is a small health pack, which, okay, is fine, but, and a crystal, which, once again, for PS1 version players, very useful. Let's drop the flare first. However, the only way out of this crawl space is, unfortunately, to drop from a rather large altitude. I mean, look at this. Now, wouldn't it be great to collect the crystal after we've taken this damage? But there is no way, and even the first crystal in the very first crawl space cannot be accessed once you drop down. No. And the crystal here can only be collected, but afterwards the only way out is taking that damage. So it's just really evil placement altogether. I do not like these at all. Okay. So anyway, we do have that annoying part behind us, but this is also partly the reason why using health packs in this level is mandatory, because, oh, especially after investigating that crawl space. Now, if you did do that, just like I did now, oh, let's just pick up our flares here, you will need to restore your health. Now, ideally, of course, by a small health pack, not by a large one. That would be a bit of a waste, because we need to make a rather massive drop through the roof into the cathedral interior. Now let me show you what I mean. Make sure not to monkey swing all the way across to the end, because the platform beneath us is actually thinner than the entire square we are hanging onto, so Lara will end up dropping behind it and probably break her neck. So down we go. Remember to refill your health. Please take that advice into consideration. And yeah, this breakaway tile next to the ornate ceiling reveals the way to our doom. As you can see, the remaining health, apologies for that, we have left is less than the damage we took from that original drop, meaning you do have to have a full health bar before dropping here after making the initial drop. Yeah, we do get compensated by a large health pack, but more importantly, by a beautiful, magnificent view. I mean, we have Jesus on ornate glass here, and one of the chandeliers is even burning. That's absolutely lovely. We have a cross beneath us. Actually, maybe we can take a peek at it through here. Yeah, on this golden dome structure, which is actually a tomb of... I'm not sure who is buried in St. Paul's Cathedral. I was there, actually. There is some English nobility there, but that was 7 years ago. I really cannot remember who exactly was buried down there. Anyways, the way to continue is really here. We just follow the goodies, in this case, and yet another box of flares. We might light it up. And let's try and drop down safely on that block over here. We are actually standing on top of a couple of orchestra organs, which is really amazing. And over here we get another pair of Uzi clips and a large health pack. Now, this is a large, intimidating area. I cannot blame you if you are picking up a walkthrough or watching a video like this straight away. Let me kind of explain what we are about to do. In order to infiltrate the vault, we will need to zipline across the spiky pit all the way over there, okay? In order to do that, we will also need a vault key, which we will find just above the zip line. In order to make it to that area, we need to monkey swing across, but this ledge has dropped down. We need to close it so we can use it to monkey swing across. Now, in order to do that, we need to explore the bottom of this cathedral entirely. Now, this over here will actually be a shortcut back, if purely optional, if you will need to retrace your steps later on. So yeah, just to make a note of that, just to give you an idea about our surroundings. And now, let's see if I can jump on the metal platform without over-jumping. Good, Lara, thank you very much. Now, yeah, these are the organs I was talking about. You actually now understand what these are. We are gonna jump onto this central golden roofed structure. Okay, very well done, Lara. And first of all, well, we can go either straight for the large health pack in that gap over there with a switch, that is mandatory, or we can go for an optional small health pack first. Now, let me just see. I advise you to start shimmying over here. If you crawl a bit further to the right, Lara will very likely get stuck, and getting her unstuck from there just means a bit more annoying crawling. Okay, and back we go. Thank goodness for the safety railing here, otherwise Lara would probably overjump. And now we can just make a running jump, no need to grab or anything like that, and we get our hands on a lovely optional small health pack. Now, this would be a really useful shortcut if we could just shimmy to the left over here. Now, whilst we can grab it, because of the safety railing, we cannot shimmy over there, okay? So we'll find ourselves a bit later on that platform. First of all, I do need to get back onto the metal platform. Now, a standing grabbing jump is not sufficient, yet a running jump is kind of an overkill, so this is a bit of a tricky jump. Okay, as you can see, I even went diagonally to make sure Lara's trajectory would be as high as possible, and we just barely made it, okay? Now let's re-grab the central structure, and we'll crawl back in, yeah. So this is, I think, kind of a very good, efficient way to get to that optional small health pack without even touching the ground. Yes, touching the ground is something we'll have to do a bit later on, and there is actually one rather convenient way of getting back up, but later about that. First of all, dramatic music. I'm not sure what the idea behind it is here. I mean, there is literally no danger. Could be just some misclick in a map editor, or they intended to put some trap in here but didn't really finish it. Yeah, sometimes Tomb Raider 3 really has this unfinished vibe in it. The development cycle was a bit too short. Anyways, large health pack, and more importantly, a switch. Yes, you can probably see it from the angle over there. This has opened one of the two doors that are on the bottom ground level. Okay, so we need to get to the ground level. Now you can either safety drop and take some minor damage, but I hate taking damage. I think so does Lara. So instead, yes, who would have thought, right? This is actually a climbable texture. I mean, you can kind of maybe guess the bookcases would be, you know, grabbable like a ladder. But the wooden paneling above, now that really is a surprise. So this is kind of a neat little trick to remember, you know, it can come in handy. And actually, let's see if we can get... No... Okay, I'll get to it a bit later on. There is a way to get over this safety railing and inspect the tomb inside. Now, yeah, there are two doors here, basically. Now, there is one over here, which I think only serves as a shortcut back, if I'm not mistaken. We get a lovely music triggered, that's why I came here. And then there is the one we have actually opened, okay? Now what do we do here? Yeah, our lovely music was interrupted. We can sprint, we can run through all these tiles. You don't need to preserve a single one of them, because, yes, this has finally closed that ceiling tile. What we have above ourselves is a monkey swinging ceiling, so yeah, it's really up to you. I originally thought you have to leave at least one of those tiles intact, and that's the real challenge, but no. As you can see, even without any remaining, you can safely grab it and make it across. Yay! Awesome. So now, we have finally extended that ceiling tile, and we can try to figure out a way of how to get up. Now, your first idea might be climbing up that bookcase. Well, that is kind of an option, I guess. but instead let me show you just another way, which I think will also allow us to inspect the tomb in a closer detail. Great. Now let's see. Finally, we are behind the safety railing. Let's just take a look at what's here. Okay, we see a crown and I think a list of names. I think this might be a commemorative monument to victims of one conflict or another. Yeah, still, it's a lovely detail, and I'm not really sure. I don't think this was really used anywhere in Tomb Raider 3 so far. Perhaps... no, not even in the Freemasons hideout in Aldwych. No, this is entirely new. Seems like this was perhaps supposed to be part of the Thames Wharf level, but they decided to make it a bonus level, something like that. You never know. Anyways, lovely monument, and yeah, up we go. Onto a very familiar platform. So this is how we entered the central golden roofed structure. Now, we should head over to this platform. This is actually the one we observed back when we picked up that small health pack on our right. This is where we couldn't shimmy to the left, but now we no longer have to worry about that. Above ourselves we find that closed platform, and over here yet another switch. Now this switch might be a bit of a mystery to you, because it does something, well, not immediate. You know what this is? This is the final door of the level, okay? This leads into the very level exit, which is not really one of our immediate concerns right now, is it? So it might leave you confused. Okay, why the hell have we even bothered? But if you were not about to do this, you would find an obstacle at the very end of the level and you would have to backtrack all the way here. Very annoying, trust me. So yeah, just do not forget about that switch, even though its usefulness is not obvious. Okay, and there we go, yeah, just re-grab it. And we find ourselves above a zipline. Woohoo! We haven't done any ziplining in ages, but, you know, just keep your patience, please. First, do go up. Ah, we get to see a starry sky. That's beautiful. Over some hole in the roof. I know it's just a two-dimensional texture, but, you know, it feels beautiful. It's really a great detail. So, yeah, what we have here, for some reason, is the key to the vault itself. The vault key. Huh. Okay, so Lara tried to infiltrate the vault without really even knowing where the key is in the first place, and now she has it. She finds out it's, well, just in this completely and utterly random spot. This is the kind of spot you would put a secret into, if this level had any secrets, of course, but there you have it. Okay, and finally, the long-awaited moment, we get to zipline across the spiky pit, something I showed you back a while ago when we were sitting on top of the organ. Ooh, lovely shot, and do let go, please. Okay, because after this tile, things will get very slippery, and Lara will just keep sliding into a pit of doom, okay? This might actually look... oh, look at that lovely bouncing effect. This might actually look like the way forward, but no. Yeah, and the flare actually gives you a good hint of how deep it goes. I really love that bouncing effect. Okay, several years after the release, and I still find such small things remarkable. Okay, very careful. I usually don't really see this brown ceiling over here, and I end up hitting Lara's head and getting her impaled on the spikes, which is not very nice, not at all. Okay, and once we land here... a secret bookcase. This almost feels like we are back at Lara's mansion. Absolutely great. Okay. And yeah, let's safety drop perhaps. Okay, just to be on the safe side. And oh my gosh, the most hated moment of the room. Please pick up the small health pack first. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm not sure if there is any particularly good way to tackle this. I have tried so many things, okay? The challenge here is that as we will start monkey swinging forward, these... I don't even know how that works, but these iron poles in middle of the spikes will ignite themselves on fire progressively. Very quickly. I found no way of outrunning them, so what I tried was I tried to keep on the side and monkey swing, so we will take some heat damage but not set Lara on fire. This didn't work, so what I tried to do was, you know, grab it and monkey swing strafe to the left. You know, you can actually do that when you monkey swing and you hold the walk button and one of the directional keys, you can strafe. So I had Lara tilted like this to the wall and I tried strafing. Still, these things set her on fire. So, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make jump, and I'm just going to go forward as fast as I can. And there we go, Lara is officially set on fire, but do not, whoa, despair. I think this is a perfect opportunity to use a large health pack, because beneath us is a tile with water, okay? So, no matter how hard I tried on PC or PS1 version, I could never get through this challenge without taking damage. Now, if you are aware of some way, please do let me know. I have read up on some walkthroughs. Apparently, swinging across on the side of the ceiling works. It didn't for me. That's really the only trick I could think up. And strafing, of course, whilst monkey swinging. Now, there is a vicious crusher for those of us who play through Lutzgate, which by now is all of us very familiar. Okay, so let's time this just right. Ah, perfect. Okay, whew, so worried. Don't worry, if your timing is not absolutely perfect, you can still get through it by just taking some minor damage, okay? Now, where we find ourselves... Whoa, there's the fire, the original one that we've seen on the other side of the room, so please do take greatest care to avoid it. By pressing the button over here, we open the other trapdoor in the organ, and make a note of the small health pack here, very easy to miss, especially with these constrained camera angles, okay? Okay, and down we go. We triggered some sort of alarm, but not that we care, that we just, you know... I don't think police of London are particularly keen on this area. And actually, yeah, I think I even know why. And this will relate to this kind of a conspiracy theory I had about the Lake Cosmetics company. Anyways, later on about that. First, let's climb up and finally get out of this room. Or are we? Make sure to jump over this tile. Other than being oddly suspicious, I mean, your Tomb Raider instinct is probably kicking in already. Make it a grabbing jump. But where this leads to is, yeah, slippery tile straight into the fire. Now you can still douse yourself then, but you repeatedly have to overcome the crusher. And, you know, that's just very annoying. And the door closed behind us, and this might actually look familiar. This is where we returned from, this shortcut I mentioned. Okay, and this is the trapdoor we've just now opened. Now it goes really deep, so prepare to hear Lara scream if you enjoy that kind of thing. I know I do. Oh, it's just so precious. Okay. And we find ourselves in a very dirty area. I love this detail, even though it's utterly pointless. It's fairly immersive. I like it. Okay, there is really nothing in the pool over there, so you might as well get out quickly. Now, there are several alcoves over here. Now, the first two should just be pointless dead ends. However, and I say this often, however, these two grates, do you see something weird about them? No? Really? Okay. If you look really closely, you can see they're a bit corroded and also have a couple of holes in them. Well, that is because, yes, they're indeed breakable. Yeah, I'm actually going to resort to use Uzis in here, since that's the weapon we would find ourselves with here if this would be PS1 version. And since we are still doing the no pistols challenge. And there is this one, of course, which is actually purely optional. Now, let me explain what this does. Now, the blades over here cannot be a good sign. You might have noticed a keyhole in the door over there. We'll open it using the vault key. In case you find yourself here without the vault key, which is actually very easy to miss, you can press the switch over here, trigger an alarm and the blade traps, unfortunately. At the same time, you have also unlocked your way out, even though it might not look like it just now. Oh, god damn it! I managed to do this without taking damage during my trial run. Oh well. Anyways, let's see. Let's drop the flare, Lara, and let's go up. And up is actually the way back into the main cathedral area. If you were not to press that switch, the door out would be closed. The door just around the corner over here. Yeah, this is it. And there's yet another one. And we find ourselves at the very bottom. This is where the lovely music triggered, you know, but it got interrupted by us entering the another corner room with a trap and spikes and all that good stuff. Okay, so back we go. No need to retrace our steps. So yeah, we have now left the most beautiful area around, but do not worry, it is going to get fairly interesting a bit further on. Oh dear god, look at our health. I just wish we wouldn't take the damage from the blade trap. God damn it. I'm getting rusty. Okay. And the vault is open! Well, not really. This is not yet the vault itself, even though we used key labeled as the vault key on this keyhole. I know it sounds strange. It continues a bit further on now. I will do my absolute best to avoid using a health pack. In case I will fail miserably, at least we'll have a death in our collection. Now, where we find ourselves, actually, don't get intimidated, a very short network of corridors, but oh my god, do you see this? This guy is missing a face. Now he's dead, he's bandaged, his fingers are scratched to the bone. If you have been paying attention at the end of the Old Witch level, you might remember the leader of the Gang of the Damned saying he has no face. This kind of explains why the entire gang had their faces covered up. These are, what I believe, the discarded specimens of Sophia Lay's experiments. And that's also what the leader of the Damned said, that they were just flushed down the drain or something like that. And when they came to, they found themselves without face. So some of them survived, whereas others ended up like this, dead in the sewers. Okay? So this really makes me believe that this is what Lara actually discovered before she fought Sophia in the city level, and this is why she also confronted Sophia about her failed experiments, but also saying some of them are very much alive. Okay, so these are the ones Sophia knows about, but the rest of them, not really. And I find this to be really fascinating, so I really think this All Hallows level happened, well, what I find to be most likely, after Thames Wharf and before Old Witch. I really like that kind of explanation. Now watch out for the burning barrel, because... whoa! No, doggy, don't, be a good one. Oh, okay. Whew. Now, yet another reason why I think these are Sophia Lay's failed experiments. The same kind of corrupt policemen or guards are guarding the area. So I think this really supports my theory back, the one I had back in Thames Wharf when we were controlling the water levels. She's paying some policemen to guard these areas, to block off intruders, as well as using her own private mercenary army. So really have no qualms about killing these officers. They are not exactly the, how would I put it, conscious guided kind. Okay, just do away with them. The city's gonna be a safer place without them. Now there's also a beautiful dog, which actually is, yeah, it's the German Shepherd they used, the American soldiers used in Nevada, I think. Huh, that's really strange, them being all the way over here, but yeah. Kind of cool, really. Now there's nothing on the other side, and be careful about the fire barrel, but then again you can douse yourself in the water over here, so that's no biggie. And now, if you follow the guide, then you will have this trapdoor open. Do you remember that mysterious switch that I've told you will open a trapdoor leading to the very final exit area of the level? I think it was the third switch of the level. It was on the same side where the zipline was, just close to it. After we pressed that switch, we started monkey swinging over across the closed tile onto the zipline. That switch opens up this trapdoor. Now once again, if it's not open, you can backtrack using the shortcut I told you with a couple of blades after pressing the button and triggering the alarm and then coming all the way back to the main area. But if you follow the guide so far or some other guide, you will find yourself here with the open vault. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take in and savor the very last moment of Tomb Raider 3. Because as soon as you step on the white marble, it is all over, okay? This is the vault Lara has been trying to infiltrate. These are the goodies. What we have here is a large health pack, 2 pairs of Desert Eagle clips, 1 pack of grenades, 1 pack of MP5 clips. And actually, there's a rocket on the left and a rocket on the right. But over here, you can see not 1, but 2 pairs of Uzi clips. So these are the contents of the vault, okay? plus whatever lies in the tomb over there, assuming Lara will stay true to her name and become a Tomb Raider, okay? Now, this is of course assuming that each of these pickup is just one instance, and it's not 2 or 3 or even more. The problem is, there is no way to know. Once you step in, the level ends. Now, I have actually found in Tomb Raider's Traveler's Guide, an old site that is actually not really properly online anymore. There was an interview with one of the developers, and they claimed that after reaching this vault, you would get to pick up everything, then somehow leave it, and then when you start a new game, you will start it with all the goodies in this vault. Okay, so that was supposed to be the reward and kind of an incentive for replay, but then they scratched the idea, and to be honest, that's not really much of an incentive, just a few bits of extra ammunition to replay the whole game. And then they just scratched the idea and decided to put a level exit here. So these are unfortunately unobtainable items, yet again. This is why we can only collect 18 out of 27 items in this level, okay? And it weighs really heavily upon my heart, but there you have it. This is the story behind the level, and this is the end of the bonus you get for finding all secrets in Tomb Raider 3, but I know this is gonna sound cliche, but the hard work is its own reward. And come on, if you've managed to do something like this, whew, heads off to you. Seriously, you are a experienced Tomb Raider. And that's it. With me talking and rambling on and on, it took us just above half an hour, so a very short level. There are no secrets to be found within the secret level. There are only 2 enemies, the guard and his faithful dog companion. And our accuracy was almost perfect, especially considering we used Uzis and twice we shot at the ventilation grates, which of course did not count as a hit. Unfortunately, we have used 2 large health packs. Oh my god. Well, the equivalent of 2 large health packs, actually 2 small health packs and 1 large one, because we did get set on fire in that corridor. So yeah, please do let me know if you can think of some other way to avoid getting caught on fire. Maybe I am just always slow, could be the case, but monkey swinging on the side, left or right, or even strafe swinging on the sides just did not work for me. Trust me, I tried, but that doesn't mean you should not try. It could work for you. And yeah, we only traveled 1.25 kilometers, so yeah. Just a little enjoyable bonus tidbit, which I really think happened back when Lara was in London. By now she's just, you know, putting all the pieces of meteorite into her private museum at Lara's mansion, and just maybe taking some hard-earned vacation after saving the world, although that's not really her priority. Her priority is getting the pretty trinkets home. Okay, so thank you very much guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the bonus level. It was beautiful to look at, even if somewhat evil. But come on, that is the entirety of Tomb Raider 3. I think it really serves as a very good footnote at the end of the adventure. Like, you thought you're gonna have it easy in the bonus level. Oh, no way. This is Tomb Raider 3 after all. Now, don't be sad, because I will be working on for the couple of weeks on the statistics video. That is, of course, going to take a while. These are incredibly time-consuming to do, but at the same time, amazingly rewarding, just to summarize the contents. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And the next Tomb Raider I will be let's playing will be... no, not Tomb Raider 4 just yet. Some of you might be aware of the Lost Artifact, the expansion pack for Tomb Raider 3. Now, I believe just like expansion pack for Tomb Raider 1 was released after Tomb Raider 2, expansion pack for Tomb Raider 2, the Golden Mask, was actually released after Tomb Raider 3. I believe the expansion pack for Tomb Raider 3 was released after Tomb Raider 4. Nevertheless, this is the order in which I'm gonna do it. Please be on the lookout for the Lost Artifact expansion. I promise you, those are probably the best Tomb Raider levels made so far. And I mean better than Tomb Raider 2. And that's me saying it, who I consider Tomb Raider 2 to be the best one. I am so looking forward to the Lost Artifact expansion. They got really creative, maximized the engine's potential. I'm so much looking forward to that. Each level is set in an entirely separate area. Okay, enough of me rambling. I should get started working on that statistics video, so I'll see you guys next time.